Good morning, everyone. I want you to picture a garden. If you forget to water a plant, the leaves droop. They turn yellow, they stop growing. But if you catch it early, you can save that plant. Your child's body works the same way. Malnutrition isn't just about hunger, it's about hidden starvation. And by the time a child looks visibly thin, the damage may already be deep. Today we're going to talk about the early, often missed signs of severe malnutrition, because recognizing them early can save a life. What is severe malnutrition? Severe malnutrition means the body isn't getting enough energy, protein, or essential micronutrients to grow, fight infection, or repair itself. There are two main forms you need to know. Marasmus, severe wasting. The child looks like skin and bones. Kwashiorkor, swelling in feet, face, and limbs due to protein deficiency, even if the child doesn't look thin. Both are medical emergencies. But long before they become critical, your child sends signals. Slowed or stopped weight gain. This is the earliest sign. If your infant or toddler hasn't gained weight for 3 consecutive months, or is losing weight, do not wait. Wasting. Arms and legs thin as sticks, no baby fat, loose skin on buttocks or thighs. You may notice ribs showing clearly even when the child is standing straight. Swelling, edema, especially in feet and lower legs. Press gently with your finger. If an indentation remains, that is a red flag for protein deficiency. Hair changes, thinning, brittle, easily pluckable hair, or color changing from black to reddish-brown or gray. In severe cases, hair is sparse and falls out in patches. Skin signs, dry, flaky, peeling skin. Dark patches that look like flaky paint on the skin. Sores that heal very slowly. Moon face. In kwashiorkor, the face becomes round and puffy, but the rest of the body is wasted. Recurrent or persistent infections. Malnutrition weakens immunity. If your child gets frequent diarrhea, pneumonia, or ear infections, think beyond just infections. Early behavioral signs parents often miss. Irritability or apathy. A malnourished child may either cry excessively or, more dangerously, become unnaturally quiet and uninterested in playing. Loss of appetite. Counterintuitive, but severe malnutrition often reduces hunger. A child who refuses to eat even favorite foods needs evaluation. Developmental delays. Not sitting up, crawling, or walking at expected ages. Malnourished brains grow slower. Lethargy. Sleeping more than usual, hard to wake up, floppy like a rag doll. How to check at home. Simple tools. You don't need a clinic. Mid-upper arm circumference, MUAC. Use a color-coded tape or even a string. For a child 6 to 59 months. Green, 12.5 centimeters, normal. Yellow, 11.5, 12.4 centimeters, at risk. Red, 11.5 centimeters, severe malnutrition. Seek help immediately. Weight for height. If your child's weight is less than 70% of expected for their height, that's severe. Bilateral pitting edema test. Push gently on both feet for 3 seconds. If a dent stays, that's serious. When to seek emergency care, no waiting list. Take your child to a hospital or therapeutic feeding center today if you see difficulty waking up or floppy body, unable to drink or breastfeed, vomiting everything, convulsions, cold hands and feet with weak pulse, signs of shock, severe swelling of both feet extending to legs or face. These children need ready-to-use therapeutic food, RUTF, IV fluids, antibiotics, and close monitoring. Prevention, the real cure. Severe malnutrition is preventable. 3 pillars. Exclusive breastfeeding for first 6 months. Mother's milk is the first immunization and nutrient package. Timely, nutrient-dense complementary feeding. From 6 months, add eggs, legumes, fortified cereals, vegetables, and small fish or meat. Vitamin A and zinc supplements, as per national guidelines, especially in high-risk areas. Also, deworming, clean water, vaccinations, and regular growth monitoring at your local health center. Imagine a smoke alarm. It doesn't wait for the flames to reach the ceiling. It beeps at the first hint of smoke, giving you precious minutes to act. Your child's body works exactly the same way. Long before severe malnutrition produces the haunting image of a dangerously thin child, before the ribs count themselves through the skin, the body sounds a silent alarm. And as parents, our most critical job is learning to hear that alarm, even when it whispers. So what does that whisper sound like? It is not dramatic. It is not a crisis you can see across the room. It is subtle. It is daily. And too often, it is dismissed. The first whisper is slowed or stopped weight gain. Many parents assume that if a child isn't losing weight, everything is fine. But in the first 2 years of life, stagnation is starvation. If your infant or toddler has not gained an ounce in 3 months, that is not a plateau, it is a warning. The second whisper lives in the hair and skin. A well-nourished child has hair that is glossy and strong. When protein and calories become scarce, the hair responds first. It becomes thin, brittle, dull, or even changes color, from black to reddish-brown or gray. It may pull out easily with a gentle tug. The skin becomes dry, rough, or develops dark, flaky patches that look like old paint peeling. These are not cosmetic issues. They are medical signs. The third whisper is puffiness where it does not belong. Swollen feet, puffy face, or limbs that look full but feel mushy. This is a deceptive form of malnutrition called kwashiorkor. A child with this condition may not look thin at all. They may even look chubby. But pressing a finger gently into their foot for 3 seconds leaves a dent. That dent is a medical emergency. The fourth and most deceptive whisper is a sudden loss of appetite. Healthy children get hungry. A malnourished child often loses the urge to eat entirely. If your child refuses favorite foods, pushes away the breast or bottle, or eats very little for days on end, do not assume it is just a phase. Their body may have stopped signaling hunger, and that is extremely dangerous. Finally, there is the whisper of behavior. A malnourished child may become irritable beyond reason, or, even more concerning, unnaturally quiet and limp, lying still for hours without crying or playing. That apathy is not good behavior. It is energy conservation at the expense of brain development. Parents, hear this clearly. You do not need to wait for the visible crisis, the stick-thin arms, the sunken eyes, the child too weak to stand. By then, the damage to growth, immunity, and brain development may already be deep. Trust the subtle signs. Weigh your child monthly. Look at their hair. Press their feet. Watch how they eat and play. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. You do not need a medical degree to fight severe malnutrition. You do not need expensive equipment or a hospital laboratory. What you need is 3 things. 3 steps that any parent anywhere can learn and use today. These 3 steps are prevention, home checking, and the courage to act. Let me walk you through each one. Prevention, the daily shield. Prevention is not complicated, but it is powerful. For the first 6 months of your child's life, give nothing but breast milk. Not water, not herbal teas, not thin porridge. Exclusive breastfeeding provides perfect nutrition and natural immunity. It is your child's first and best vaccine against malnutrition. Then, starting at 6 months, you introduce complementary foods. But not just any foods. Your child needs nutrient density. That means eggs, which are nature's multivitamin. That means legumes like beans and lentils, mashed and easy to swallow. That means fortified cereals and porridges, plus whatever animal or plant proteins are available locally. A child cannot survive on watery gruel alone. Every spoonful must count. And do not forget vitamin A and regular deworming. These simple interventions cost very little, but prevent blindness, infection, and nutrient loss. The home check, your 60-second assessment. You do not need to guess whether your child is malnourished. You can check. Here is how. First, measure the arm. Take a string or a strip of paper and wrap it around your child's left arm at the midpoint between shoulder and elbow. For a child aged 6 months to 5 years, if the arm circumference is less than the width of your thumb, that is a warning. Ideally, it should be thicker than a pencil. Second, press the feet. Use your thumb to press gently on both of your child's feet for 3 seconds. Release. If a dent remains, any dent at all, that is swelling called edema. It means severe protein deficiency, even if the child does not look thin. Third, watch behavior. A healthy child is curious, active, and noisy. A malnourished child may be floppy like a rag doll, difficult to wake, or strangely quiet for hours. That quietness is not good behavior. It is a red flag. The courage to seek emergency care. This is the hardest step. Many parents wait. They hope. They try home remedies. They fear being told they are overreacting. But here is the truth. When you see swollen feet extending up to the legs, a child too weak to drink or breastfeed, weight that has stopped moving for 3 months, or a child who is floppy and hard to wake, waiting is the most dangerous thing you can do. Take your child to a health facility immediately. Say, "I am worried about severe malnutrition." Ask for therapeutic feeding, antibiotics, and hydration. Malnutrition is treatable, but it is only treatable if parents act before the emergency becomes irreversible. 3 steps. 1 message. Act now. Save a life. Parents, you are not doctors, but you live with your child every day. You notice when they stop laughing, when their skin feels like sandpaper, when their weight stays frozen on the scale. Trust that instinct. If you see any of these early signs, thinning hair, swollen feet, limp arms, or a child who just isn't thriving, do not wait for just a bit more time. Go to your nearest health facility. Ask for a malnutrition assessment. Say, "I am worried about my child's growth." Because the garden grows only if we see the signs before the leaves fall. Thank you.